You probably clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail right. Of course you did. In his video, Trahan lived on a penny, but in this video, we're going to be showing you exactly how you can live on a budget. Yes, you who doesn't have money, yet you spend like you do because of your bad spending habit. Yes, you. By the end of the month, you have overspent and exceeded the amount of money you budgeted, but you're not happy about it, and you want to change things. This video is exactly going to be about how to live on a budget, living within your means, so sit back, relax, and learn. How do you survive on a tight budget? We're not going to tell you surviving on a tight budget is easy. It takes diligent tracking of your money and a dedication to controlling spending. But these skills that will be essential to your success now and getting by on a tight budget can continue to help you stay ahead financially long after you turn your current financial situation around. And just what does it mean to live on a tight budget? For some, it means cutting down to a bare bones budget for a while and maybe even finding an additional source of income. It means temporarily giving up some non-essentials and finding new ways to save on those bare essentials. And to do that, you first need to set up your budget. Track every penny when living on a tight budget. If you don't already track how much money you have coming in and going out, as well as where it is going, you need to start. You may find that your budget is not quite as tight as you feel like it is when you actually take a good look at it. Tracking your budget can be as simple as using a pen and a piece of paper or a little notebook, or you can use an app or spreadsheet. Just make sure whatever you use, that it is easy enough that you'll stick with it. We won't get into how to create a budget in this video. If you want us to, kindly drop it in the comment section. Okay, back to the topic. You will want to make a list of your essential expenses, those bills you have no choice but to pay, and your non-essential expenses, streaming services, restaurant visits, etc. You may have to estimate some of them, such as food and clothing. Look at past banking and credit card statements if necessary. Once you have a good estimate of your monthly expenses, subtract them from your income. This will give you a good idea of how tight your budget actually is before you start using the tips below to loosen it up. Are you overspending in any category that can give you the extra cash you need each month? Then begin cutting the budget. The thought of this might make you cringe, but keep in mind that it will be key in getting your finances turned around so you're not living on a tight budget any longer than necessary. No matter whether you are single or dealing with a tight family budget, these tips can help you get started making a little more room in a tight budget just the same. Yes, this is cool, but most of my money goes to food anyway. Well, we've got you covered. Here are some tips to help you cut down on the food budget. Tips for trimming the food budget. We all have to eat, so food is an essential expense, but many spend more than necessary on this budget category. Here are some tips you can do to cut down on food costs. Plan all of your meals so you can stay within your food budget. Practice portion control, especially when it comes to snacking. The less you eat, the less you need to buy. Keep a list of prices for frequently bought items so you can estimate how much your grocery list is going to cost. If it looks like you are going to go overspend, you can remove things from the list instead of ending up over budget at the checkout counter. Controlling spending is essential when living on a tight budget. The envelope budgeting system is an ideal tool for controlling spending when living on a tight budget. Keeping envelopes for variable categories, one each for clothing, entertainment, food, beauty, gas, medical, and miscellaneous. Set up envelopes for whichever fluctuating budget categories you need to control. Put allowances for each category into each corresponding envelope. You might have envelopes for hobby supplies, pets, or even video games. You would be surprised that this works magic. With some dedication and self-discipline, you can live on a tight budget successfully. It isn't always easy and can really weigh on you at times. But if you keep at it, you will be able to improve a tough financial situation and get to a point where you don't have to pinch those pennies quite as hard.